Okay, hopefully we're live. Yeah. Okay. So, hi Margot, hi Debbie D, hi Gail B, hi Farm Wife, hello Robbity Bob, hello Linda, and hello, who's that? I think I missed somebody. What is that? Why am I not? To make sure that I'm really live. Hi Chris Ree. Okay, so today, let me see here. I'm going to go over quickly the Alex Murdaugh. If I go like, that, then it makes that small, but I have to go through here and read something. Okay, so Alex Murdaugh, has those murder charges. Hold on, what do you see? Okay, so okay, I'm sorry that it goes black screen for a second. How did I do this before that I was, I think I took this over here, and then I can make that, hold on, I can make this, there, and then I can try to go here, and I think it should be, let me see, okay, yeah, okay. So let me make this a little larger. My stomach is grumbling like crazy. I don't know why. Okay, so a new report alleges that Alex Murdaugh, asked his wife to meet him at the family's hunting lodge before she died, and a request that she felt was suspicious. And we knew about that she was called out from her Edisto beach home and that we went past, right? And showed you what it looked like. Let me just make sure one thing. I just want to see that I'm trying to see that what you're seeing. Of course, there's an ad. Hang on. Okay. Good. That's good. This is terrific. I know it's off center, but at least, sorry, that's the way for right now. Now, let's see. There was unnamed law enforcement sources reported that on June 7th of 2021, Alex texted his estranged wife, Maggie, because she was staying in that Edisto house and he was somewhere else, right? And asked her to meet him at the vast estate in Islandton, South Carolina. That's that big hunting estate. And Alex, 54, reportedly has said that his father, 81-year-old Randolph Murdaugh III, was in poor health and that she should see him before he passed. Maggie is said to have initially said, not going. And she didn't want to meet at the lodge. She suggested they meet at the hospital instead. However, she eventually agreed to meet him at the lodge, and she planned to follow Alex to the hospital using her own car. Then different sources said that the couple's marriage was having unspecified difficulties. Well, we know that she had filed or had asked, remember she thought money was being pilfered out by him and stuff, and then there were marital problems, we found out. Okay, so we found all that out, and she was living at the house in Edisto Island, about an hour away, because he was closer to Charleston. He's up to something, Maggie reportedly texted a friend before she went. When she arrived at the property, she reportedly left her vehicle running. She walked to the family's dog kennels, and that's when the couple's 22-year-old son, Paul, was photographing a dog that he had been watching for a friend. It's not clear about how they know about this timeline. but Maggie and Paul were shot to death near those dog kennels. Paul was reportedly shot in the chest with a shotgun at close range, and Maggie had multiple gunshot wounds from a semi-automatic rifle, including one shot to her back, and what police believe were additional shots once she was on the ground. Authorities pronounced Maggie and Paul dead at the scene. The state charged Alex in connection with the murders on Thursday. He's facing 2 counts of murder in addition to the 2 counts of possession of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime. And Alex is scheduled to be arraigned next week. Police have not disclosed officially the nature of evidence that they compiled against Alex, but investigators found blood spatter on Alex's clothing, which suggests that he was at the scene when the murders occurred and not at the hospital with his father, which he had initially asserted. Alex's lawyers continue to say he is innocent and say, and I quote, Alex wants his family, friends, and everyone to know that he had nothing to do with the murders of Maggie and Paul. He loved them more than anything in the world. Aside from the murder-related charges, Alex is facing dozens of charges for allegedly stealing money from clients from his former law firm, stealing money from a former housekeeper who died after falling on his property, and for drug trafficking. He is also allegedly attempted to stage his own death in a failed attempt to cash out on a $10 million life insurance policy that he wanted his only surviving son, 26-year-old Buster, I believe his real name is Stephen Murdaugh. Alex has pled not guilty to the charges and is being held in jail on $7 million bond. So that's what we have on Alex. Okay. And then we have something in Minnesota that left a 6-year-old dead. A Minnesota murder suspect slammed into a car carrying a mother and her 4 children while fleeing police. So the murder suspect was fleeing police. He slams into a car of a mother and her 4 children. And the 6-year-old girl is killed. And a 15-year-old girl is still hospitalized. And the mother and the other 2 children were treated and released. The suspect has not been identified, but was arrested and taken to the hospital for treatment of his injuries as well. He was still hospitalized up to Saturday evening. Someone that lives nearby said that the family in the car were all wearing swimsuits, like they were coming, see what I mean? It's like always coming from something fun and having a great time, coming from the beach or something, minding their own business, and the guy slams into them, and now the whole family is destroyed forever. Okay? They lost the 6-year-old. Just horrible. Hopefully the 15-year-old is okay, but he'll never be okay. Brooklyn Center Police said they initiated the pursuit shortly after 4 p.m. and called for help from the Minnesota State Police helicopter. They tried to use those tire spikes, but it failed. Police said at one point the driver was driving 70 miles an hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone. Police said they were following but had not attempted a pit maneuver to stop him. And after the collision, the family car came to a rest on its top. Horrible. I don't know what. Okay, so there's a Netflix new documentary. It's called Girl in the Picture. Okay, and it's about a 1990 hit and run that left a woman dead by an interstate service road in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and launching an investigation into a mystery that took years to piece together. So a man named Clarence Marcus Hughes, 41, told Oklahoma police that the dead woman was his wife, 23-year-old Tanya Hughes, and that they had a 2-year-old son, Michael. After her death, Hughes handed the boy over to state officials and disappeared. And the investigation determined that Hughes' real name was Franklin Delano Floyd, and that he had been wanted for parole violation in Georgia since 1973. So this new documentary, Girl in the Picture, is about the investigation, and one of the FBI investigators who helped bring a close to the case, Scott Lobb, now retired, said that Tanya Hughes was actually Suzanne Savakis, and that Floyd had met and married her mother, Sandy Savakis, in North Carolina in 1974. And after Sandy Savakis was sent to prison for writing bad checks the next year, Floyd, who was using the name Brian Williams at the time, left with all 4 of her children. But that information came long after interrogations with Lobb and his partner Nate for trying to outmanipulate a man Lobb called a master manipulator. According to Lobb, Floyd handed over the younger 3 children to authorities, and they were put into foster care, but not Suzanne. He moved around with her often, changing names and posing as father and daughter. As Warren Marshall in 1983 enrolled Sharon Marshall at Forest Park High School in Georgia, where she excelled, and she got pregnant at 18 and he pulled her out. They went to Florida, where he forced her to work at a strip club, then moved to Tulsa in 1989 when they were married as Clarence and Tanya Hughes, with Floyd claiming Suzanne's little boy was his own, which he wasn't. A blood test proved that. And then Suzanne Tanya was found dead on the side of a road. The groceries she was carrying were scattered around her. 2 months after she was killed, Floyd was arrested back in Georgia, returned to prison. He had been convicted in 1963 of kidnapping and molesting a 4-year-old girl and released in 1973. But a week later, he was arrested for assaulting a woman at a this is crazy, a gas station. He bonded out and again disappeared, and wasn't heard from again until 1990. He served 3 more years in a Georgia prison, was released in 93. A year later, he shows up at Michael's school where he kidnapped the then 6-year-old boy at gunpoint, tying up the school principal. This is some story, isn't it? And stealing his truck. 2 months later, he was found in Kentucky. There was no sign of Michael. The FBI got involved at that point, posting pictures in an attempt to find Michael. What they found instead were friends who recognized the boy's mother from high school as Sharon Marshall. Floyd was convicted of kidnapping Michael and sentenced to 52 years in prison. Meanwhile, investigators found photos of nude women and children in the truck that Floyd had stolen from Michael's school principal. One of them, a woman who had been severely beaten, was identified as Cheryl Ann Canesso, a co-worker of Sharon Marshall's in Tampa. She disappeared in April of 1989. She was found dead, shot twice in the head in March of 95. 7 years later, Floyd was convicted of her murder and sentenced to death. So the FBI agents came onto the scene in 2013, coaxed the story, including Suzanne Savakis' true identity, out of an inmate, but Floyd wouldn't talk about her death or whether he was involved in shutting down those conversations quickly, and he wouldn't talk about Michael until the agents finally pushed him far enough to admit, "I shot him in the back of the head to make it real quick," on the day the boy was kidnapped, because he was being a typical 6-year-old and wouldn't calm down. What the heck did he even have to go? Floyd drew them a map to the little boy's body, but it's never been found. And Lobb says he wouldn't mind another run-in with Floyd, now 79 and still on death row. I would like to try and open up a dialogue with him about Suzanne's death. So, yeah. Crazy. So that's a new Girl in the Picture is a Netflix documentary. Okay, an Alabama woman was convicted of killing her husband with a fatal dose of insulin, and she was sentenced to life in prison on Thursday. Private investigator Jim Capello had been reported missing by his family in September of 2018 when a close friend of his wife called police. She told investigators that Marjorie Nikki Capello had called her and asked for help disposing of her husband's body. Detectives went to the Capello home, and Nikki Capello let them, but refused to let them look in the garage. They found a gravel-sized hole dug in the backyard, however, and came back with a search warrant, and then they found Jim Capello's body on a tarp in the garage. Police say that Jim Capello had become suspicious that his wife was using narcotics as a nurse and had begun collecting evidence to seek full custody of their daughter in a divorce. Nikki Capello stole insulin from the hospital, and she injected her husband, who had no medical reason to take it. So a Huntsville jury deliberated for just an hour back in May before returning with a guilty verdict. The sentence is life. Life in prison, prosecutor Tim Douthit said on Thursday. Theoretically, here in a few decades, you might have a chance to get parole, but it's life. It's actually surprisingly rare that we run into truly evil people, truly repentantly evil people in this world, said the prosecutor. This is one of those cases. I'm happy to get up every morning and fight that. Jim Capello's sister, Jamie Wiest, now has permanent custody of her brother's daughter, Riley, now 8. The girl lives with Wiest's family in North Florida. Terrible. Okay, and then we're going to get on to Drea. Let me just explain what's going on. Okay. Okay, let me go to a couple more of these, and then we're going to talk about Drea's DIY for your feminine hygiene. You might want to take notes because you're going to have to go to Lowe's and get yourself a crate, okay? We're going to read this one here. West Virginia, Mountain Mama. A West Virginia woman awoke from a 2-year coma this week and identified her brother as the man that beat her so badly officials doubted she would survive. Jackson County Sheriff Ross Mellinger Daniel Palmer III had been identified as a suspect early on, but investigators never had enough evidence to charge him until Wanda Palmer woke up. I wouldn't have wagered a nickel for her life that morning. She was in that bad of shape. Quite honestly, she was unconscious, circling the drain medically, massive amounts of head trauma, consistent with some sort of machete or hatchet type injury, Mellinger said on the day that neighbors found Wanda Palmer slumped over on her couch and called for help. 2 years and 17 days later, on June 27th, Palmer's adult services worker called a deputy and said she was speaking, just one word at a time, but she was making appropriate responses to questions. Can you imagine that? Deputies waited until this past Tuesday to travel to the nursing home where she was being cared for to talk to her. One deputy was in to speak with her, writing in the complaint against her brother that Wanda Palmer recalled living in a trailer near her mother's home and remembered that she had been hurt there. She made mention of her head. She then told the deputy that her brother had hurt her and then specifically identified Daniel Palmer as the brother. When asked why Daniel assaulted her, Wanda stated that he was mean. The deputy wrote that Wanda appeared oriented to her situation and that her answers to questions were coherent and relevant. She asked for prayer. Deputies arrested the brother on Friday. We've been all over the state trying to eliminate suspects, develop leads, execute search warrants. This has not been a stale case for 2 years, but without any real credible information leading to this, we had some persons of interest, but it takes some time to eliminate others and narrow it down, and that's kind of where we're at. Daniel Palmer has been charged with attempted murder and malicious wounding, the sheriff said, and it took several hours for deputies to get him calmed down enough for his arraignment, and in the end, the magistrate came to the jail for the hearing and offered him held on a $500,000 bond. Okay. Now let me get to, hold on. Oh boy, where is, I have to get to something here. Gia, my daughter just left a little while ago because we were all trying on dresses and here the afternoon, and then they just went down to the restaurant and they're coming back with Michael. Michael's going to drive them back, and then we're going to leave in the morning. So it's not going to be a late night for me. I'm going to go through Andrea now, and then I'm going to call it a night because they're going to be back here in a little bit, minute, because it's, what time is it? Yeah. Okay. So I want to talk about today, the mother of Vaughn. Let me see if I have any. She, when I checked earlier, was on her way to see her son. And let me see here. If I can. Let's see. She said in her post, "We are on our way. Thank you to each and everyone who made this trip possible. God bless each and every one of you." Let me see if there is any kind of a... So, let's see if there's any updates on if she got there. Okay, it says the entry because it acts all nice. The messages, let's see. Slay with Dre. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking here if there's any. She's on her way. But I was watching some more of her videos and they're just like ridiculous. Hold on, let me see if I can put that like that and maybe get that there, kind of. Okay, so now, so she was, hi everybody, hi Tracy W and everybody here, Alicia, be so, you didn't have to be so nice, we would have liked you anyway. Sharon, Snow Remover, Debbie L, just doing paperwork, your paperwork, okay. Julianne Gonzalez, let's see, who else snuck in on me? Kevin Leonard, Nanette, Aurora, Liz Tops. Okay, sorry if I missed anybody, but so she shows this crate. Imagine like one of those wooden crates, and she says she got it at Lowe's. And she talks about oregano being, oh, it's just, you know, it's super, it's wonderful. It can knock out like staph infection, I think she said. Hi, Oliver. And she says she was steeping the herbs, these herbs that she has, okay? And then she has a small crock pot. It's like that big. And she pulls out an unfinished wooden crate. You know what I'm saying? It's got the little slats on it. And she takes a hammer and takes out 2 slats. And she puts the pot underneath there. So the open part sits right on top of the pot. And then, you know, she says, you sit on there as a female and you let all that steam go up inside of you, and it's going to kill everything. It's going to kill everything, every kind of infection, UTIs, along with taking a whole bunch of this stuff that you take. I think it was some of that chasing stuff that special tea that she, Kay Adams, what I call it, and she chugs that. So she had her daughter doing that for a UTI, and she's like, oh my gosh, within it was like 20 minutes and she was fine. And every woman should be doing that. You haven't been getting notifications? Okay. I don't know. Yes. It's, yee. Hi, Marianne Frantini. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. You're very sick. Oh no. Prayers, Marianne. I hope you feel better. Hi, Jeannie's talking about life. Haven't seen you in a while either. Good to see you. Okay. She's nuts. Yeah. It's just so gross. And then she's like holding it, like the way, and I'm just like, ugh. You're just saying everybody's sitting on top of that crock pot thing. Can you imagine if somebody used it for like food or, ugh. Easily distracted, yeah. So they're all sitting on it. I guess her and her daughters. Yuck. So I saw that, and then about Dre's mother, not Dre's mother. Yeah, I did see one with Dre's mother. I saw Dre and her mother putting on makeup to get ready for somebody's award ceremony. I'm surprised. Her mother looked okay, but her mother had like completely, her hair was gray all around here. And I'm surprised she didn't color it for the thing, because she's showing like $80 MAC palettes and stuff. And meanwhile, Dre is showing $23 palettes from someone, and they got made up together. Her mother was doing some sign language, and I saw that one. And then, ouch, what else did I do? I was looking at ones again where she was talking about going to Mexico to get pain medication. But when I was a nurse, we heard that from a patient, and I couldn't keep a straight face. About what? Sitting on the thing, or the oregano or something that kills a staph infection? I don't know which one we're talking about. She forbid the family to see him, right, but now she says they can see him, I think. Or they have a lawyer that's going to say they can see him. I sent your check. Okay, Jeannie, when I get it, I'll let you know. Thank you. Hi, Susie B. Why can't I see Susie B? There, I see you. Hopping on late. I will rewind. Oh, okay. Thanks for coming on, Susie. So yeah, that's so gross. And she gave her the K stuff, the special tea. What does she say? You do it like chase and something or other. You drink a little liquid, you shove that spoon in, and then you drink the liquid again. She calls it something. Hi, Heart Made Wise. Yeah, she calls it something. I forget what it is that she calls it. But she hasn't been making any new content. I just looked at her Slay with Dre, and I didn't see any new updates. I did see one where she said people are talking about maybe she had something to do with it, and she was saying no, the cops cleared her and all of this. I saw a video about that. I don't know when that was, a few days ago. Hi, Justice. What's your name? Oh, let's see. Hi, Peridot. I is member for 24 months, 25 months. Hi. Just got on. Will only be listening. Peridot, your wedding is coming up, isn't it? Wow, it seems so far away. Right now it's next month. Isn't that crazy? When is it, Peridot? How many more weeks? That's so crazy. It seemed like a long time, and now it's next month. Time flies. You must be getting super excited. Hi, Larky. Oh, no, that's not Larky. Sorry. Never mind. That's Linda. I thought that was Larky. Peridot must be getting super duper excited. Five weeks. Wow, that's crazy. Super crazy. You're freezing or freaking? You're freaking. And so excited. And who's going? Just your immediate family is going to this? Hello, Scooter. Lurking and have you on the big screen tonight. Okay, thanks. So anyway, I finally, we had a, hey, thank you, Snow Remover. Sorry I have not been around much, but try to catch a replay. Yay. What? Uh-oh, everybody's here? Is everybody here?
Allie's here's the pizza. I saw it. I was wondering who pulled up. I heard somebody talking outside her house. I was like, wait, it's coming out the car.
Okay. Tell her I'm live so she knows that.
Keep expecting to see Snitch.
Oh. Who drove you up?
Are you live right now?
Yeah.
Gia and I.
Okay. And you have to talk to them about how time we have to meet them and stuff tomorrow.
No, well, they're coming here.
They're going to come up here? Is that how they were doing it? Okay, good.
Who?
Michael and Gia.
Tomorrow?
They should have probably just spent the night.
They're going to the casino.
Oh, they're going to the casino now?
I talked to that for staying.
Nice. They're not, I don't know how they're doing it. I'm exhausted.
I mean, Michael.
Do you feel exhausted?
I mean, he wants to have some fun.
No, do you feel
I
exhausted
mean,
though?
I'm tired, but, you know.
Your son's voice is changing, Carolyn. Oh, Ethan's voice? Yeah. Yep. So, anyway, let's see. Yeah, I'm getting off. I am tired. Pizza, yeah, Rocky Bob. Alicia, please. See my nails? I did my nails. They have flamingos on them. Make sure, is anything else left out there? Is anything else out there? Oh, the shells are okay. Can you bring the tripod in?
Yeah.
So I did the did my nails. Well, anyway, right. Well, anyway, folks. But I don't know. Maybe I'll see you on the car ride for a little bit tomorrow. I don't know. We'll check in with you, let you know what's going on. Have a bunch of stuff to do tomorrow. Maybe I'll check in the morning. I don't know. Thank you, Galby. Can I come visit you? Yeah, sure, Tracy. Yeah, sure. I just thought about something. My goodness, I have to go get my hair did. I have to do my hair tomorrow. Adopt me, Carolyn? Okay, well, we'll see. I just didn't even think about doing my hair tomorrow. All right. Oh, thanks for subbing, Sally. Thank you. All right, well. What are you doing, your nails?
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing us here.
You're gonna paint them?
Yeah.
Oh, your internet is being crazy? I will take a bun. I will take a bus. Oh, a bus. Yeah, you could take a bus. Enjoy the party. Have the best time. Oh, yes, of course. It'll be fun. It will be fun, 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 fun. Remember? Yes, I remember your bus rides. I remember that, Tracy. That wasn't fun. That wasn't fun. That was not fun. Was that a year ago, Tracy? Was that about a year ago? It was like, right? Maybe it was a little more than a year ago. Hi, Kathy. Who doesn't come till Wednesday? Anyway, guys, I am going to say good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. I will. I plan to do all those crazy dances and all that stuff. Lots of good food, family fun. All right, so see you. What color is your dress? It's a purple, but not a light purple. It's a darker purple. It's very nice. I put it on for Gia and my daughter, and they liked it. Gia everybody was trying on dresses today. Gia tried on like about 50 dresses. I'm not 50, but then my son bought 2 for Gia from before, and then my daughter was wearing one. And I told her, wear that one. I liked it, and she said it was too long. And she just like, just keep that one, because I don't know. It was so crazy. We had a good time. That was funny. And then Gia FaceTime with Sandy, because Sandy gave her stuff, recommendations for her hair, which I got her. And then she's like, and Allie and I had been on with Sandy earlier in the day. And because my daughter's going to send her some pictures of these polymer beads she's making for macrame. She's making her own polymer beads and doing macrame, and Sandy wanted to see it. And then Sandy asked her about bagels and some other thing in the city. So they got on text. And then when Gia got here, she's like, I want to talk to Sandy too. And then so she FaceTimed with Sandy for a bit, and then I did again. And
Yeah, I heard a horn eye.
gave her what?
There's a horn eye.
You saw a what?
Horn. Somebody beat the horn eye.
Someone beeped the horn? I don't think so. So it was fun. So it was fun. And then they went down.
Oh my God.
What's the matter?
Thanks,
Why?
Look at a skunk.
Skunk?
It's
Oh,
just a dead skunk out there, let me tell you.
Oh, stop it.
Really? I mean, seriously.
Now you're making me. It does smell like skunk.
You can't smell it that much. Can you?
Yes, I can smell it now, Ethan. Allie, did you guys hit a skunk?
Huh?
Did you guys hit a skunk?
No, why?
It smells like a skunk out there.
Ethan says it reeks of a skunk outside.
Oh, I'm not.
Somebody beat the horn out there, took a peek. Smells like crap.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. So I'm gonna sign off now. All right. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Love you guys. Have a good night. God bless. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. I Nicole.
Wow.
Oh,